All right, Frank Bonada here for Sportskeeda MMA. Joining me today is the sixth ranked UFC middleweight, Jack Hermansson. How's it going, Jack?
It's going well here. I'm over here in Vegas, adapting, climatizing, getting ready. So everything is fine.
Brilliant. So of course you're preparing for Sean Strickland in yet another main event fight.
Yep.
One of the more sort of unique individuals in the middleweight landscape. First of all, what do you make of, I suppose, just his personality, the way it comes across in interviews? You've obviously seen how he is.
Yeah. You know, you react to it and then you go on with it. It's like there's so many crazy things on the internet and crazy personalities that you're kind of used to it. It's just like this time it happens to be my opponent. So, but it's all good. I don't think it's going to do any difference in the cage. So, but he has a lot of eyes on him, and that's yeah. Hopefully, it gets a lot of eyes on our fight as well.
100%. Well, one way it could sort of stray into the cage is that he does like to talk. You remember his fight with, especially Jack Marshman. Yeah. I've rewatched that today, and it is bizarre. You don't really see that sort of, well, I suppose outside of Kevin Holland, you don't see that sort of just back and forth and just willingness. Do you think that would have an effect on you? And then also, have you ever fought someone who speaks that much before?
I have not fought anybody that speaks that much, and it might have an effect. I don't think it's a big effect, a great effect, but it's probably going to be annoying, but you just need to stay focused on your tasks and what you're going to do. But mentally, I'm preparing for it. I know that it might come.
Is there any actual mental preparation practices you've implemented to deal with it?
I actually asked my sparring partners to talk a little bit of shit. So yeah, we implemented that.
Awesome. Looking at the actual fight, skill for skill, how do you think you match up with him? I suppose, I mean, obviously you're both mixed martial artists, but you probably lean towards the wrestling side of it, and he's more of a striker. But how do you think you fare when you'll clash?
Yeah, I think that's the correct way of looking at it. Also, I think we're both very durable and high-paced fighters, high-volume fighters. We like to yeah, have a high pace in our fights. So we're kind of similar there. I feel like I'm a little bit more calculated with my decisions. I think he flows a little bit more, takes whatever comes in there. He goes forward and just goes into the fight, while I feel like I have a little bit more of a game plan approach, if you will. He kind of looks the same in most of his fights, having the same thing, same style. So you kind of know what you get. It doesn't mean it is easy to deal with, but definitely you know what to prepare for. He's gonna go forward. He's gonna come with his boxing, and it's kind of almost the same techniques in all of his fights. But he's also kind of well-rounded. So yeah, it's a tough fight for everybody.
100%. Yeah, well, he's undefeated at middleweight so far, I believe. Do you think he's fought? I mean, he has fought Kamaru Usman, but at least at middleweight, has he fought a fighter with your skill of wrestling alone, the ground fighting, the grappling? Has he fought anyone close to you, do you reckon?
No, wrestling wise, maybe, but like when it comes to ground game, nobody close, not even Usman.
Okay, wow. On the topic of wrestling, you had the bout with Khamzat last year.
Yeah.
It was, I think it's the one time I've seen Khamzat show so much respect to an opponent in any combat sport. You seem to have a great camaraderie in the weigh-ins and the face-offs and everything.
Yep, absolutely. We have been training together, so there is no ill will there. so it was kind of a friendly bout, you know, even though, of course, it's always competition. So yeah, I wasn't too happy with the results in that one, but it was a cool experience. It was my first freestyle wrestling match, so yeah, it was fun thing to do.
Hypothetically, because like you say, teammates, friends even, but if the fight played out in an MMA bout, just skill for skill, I mean, it could happen, like potentially, but how do you reckon it would play out? Do you think you'd have a a more decisive edge in MMA?
Yeah, it definitely would be you know, in freestyle wrestling, he's gonna be the favorite. You know, he has so much experience in it, and so on. In MMA fight, there's a totally different game, and so many more ways to victory. And so I definitely feel like that would play into my advantage for sure.
100%. But right now, his future seems set at 170 pounds. How far do you think he can go in that division? I mean, having felt his was at least some aspects of his skills firsthand, do you think he could go all the way, defeat Usman even?
Yeah, I think I don't think it's gonna be as many people think that he's just gonna steamroll the whole division because he has done it so far, but also the competition hasn't been what he will face. So I think it's gonna be some tough matchups for him out there, but there is no doubt in my mind that he could go all the way. But there's so many things that needs to play together for anybody to reach that gold. But I definitely feel like he's a guy that has the will, the skills, and the dedication to reach that goal.
Yeah, well, as they say, there's levels to this, and he maybe hasn't fought the very top so far. Assuming we get the win this coming weekend. Last time I spoke, not this weekend, sorry, the weekend after. Last time I spoke to you, which was actually on your birthday last year, you mentioned Paulo Costa as an opponent you would you were aiming for back then. Obviously, it never actually transpired. If you defeat Strickland, is he someone that you'd like to face, or is there anyone else you've got your eye on in the top sort of 5?
Yeah, the thing is that I don't think that Costa will ever be able to make middleweight again.
He said he will.
He might. Yeah, I know, and he probably will try, but I don't think he's gonna make it actually. But yeah, he could be a opponent for sure. And I feel like with a great win over Sean Strickland, I'm gonna just place myself right in the top there. Costa has already fought Adesanya. Cannonier has already fought Whitaker. Brunson has already fought Adesanya. I think they need some new
new blood,
new opponents for yeah, exactly. So I think myself against the champ would make for an exciting fight, and that's what I'm going to campaign for if I win this one.
Is that the plan then? Straight for a title shot?
Yeah, that's that's the plan. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna see what are the options. Holocaust could be a fight. You never know if after Adesanya Whitaker, if somebody gets injured, they need to sit out for a while. Maybe I can fight the winner of Brunson and Cannonier, or yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Just to quickly go back to Costa, what were your thoughts when you heard of that shocking weight miss? Like, we haven't really seen anything like it for a long time at
no,
least.
it was just like his approach to it as well. When he talked about who was he fighting again? He was fighting
Vettori.
Yeah, he was saying, yeah, if the UFC wants a good fight, they will let me get the catch weight at this weight. But if they don't want to, okay, I can go down a little bit more and so on. And I knew right then that just like, no, he's not gonna do the catch weight at at a lower weight, he's going to do it at a higher weight, and then he doesn't even make that weight. And yeah, it seemed like he kind of didn't take any responsibility to it at all. It's just like, it's not my problem. So, and that tells me that he's never gonna make the weight again.
Well, we'll see. You alluded to, of course, UFC 271, the upcoming fight card, headlined by Israel Adesanya rematching Robert Whittaker. Do you think this fight will play out differently this time? And what's your prediction?
Yeah, I feel like Whittaker, especially after watching the John Blachowicz fight, is gonna incorporate a little bit more of his wrestling game in. Question is Whittaker good enough on top to keep Adesanya down and to finish him there? If not, then the fight's gonna be restarted in the next round, and Adesanya will have several opportunities to find his openings in the stand-up. So it's going to be a tougher fight for Adesanya this time, but I still feel like he's going to pull it.
I've recently seen Michael Bisping saying that he believes that the sort of potential blueprint to defeating Adesanya is obviously takedowns, but takedowns in the center of the cage, taking away the support, and then being a fighter, someone like yourself, Brunson, being able to utilize a heavy wrestling game on top of that. That was what he alluded to recently. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the way to the easiest way to victory over Adesanya. And obviously the better your finishing ability is on top as well. That's also going to be a big part of it, because as I said, even if it doesn't come up, there are 5 rounds and the fight will be restarted in the stand-up. So if you have a desperate approach of taking him down, it's not going to play into your favor. So you need to be disciplined even in the stand-up, and you should have good finishing abilities on the ground to maximize your chances to beat him.
Brilliant. All right, Jack, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming on. It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
If
my
you'd
pleasure,
like to,
my pleasure. Thank you.
You too. Thank you very much. And best of luck in it coming about.